Hi everybody, I'm Jennifer Perrin and I hope you are using your English every single day, whether it's listening to something, watching something, reading something, even reading incorrect English on social media or in WhatsApp messages is better than nothing at all. Find those mistakes and think about how you would say those things or write those things more correctly. Before I begin today's topic, I want to remind you that when I refer to question numbers on the TOEFL speaking section, I am referring to the numbers still used in most practice sets. In other words, most practice sets still have all 6 questions since the test was only changed last year, okay? So today I want to talk about our pronunciation, specifically the way we pronounce a plural noun or a third person singular verb when that word ends with an unvoiced sound, such as k, t, p, and th, as well as the voiced the. So first let's look at words that end with k, such as task, desk, and especially mask. We are using this word a lot these days. How do we pronounce the plural form? Tasks, tasks, or tasks? To be honest, those second two options can both be acceptable, tasks and tasks. The first, tasks, we eat that k sound and extend the s sound just a half beat. Tasks. Notice how short that extra duration is, but there is extra duration. Tasks. This is a common thing to do when A, you're speaking at a natural and comfortable rapid rate of speech, and B, when it's not a main word in your idea. For example, in speaking sections 4 or 6 in the TOEFL, you might say, the professor explains that there are several tasks one should complete in a scientific experiment. Or in IELTS parts 2 or 3, you might simply say, several tasks need to be completed in a scientific experiment. Notice that there is some emphasis on the word task, but other parts of these sentences are highlighted even more. If you are speaking a little more slowly and carefully, or if you are putting some stress or emphasis on the word, you will pronounce tasks. It takes more effort and an extra fast second to do this. This version is heard quite often with professional speakers, such as actors and reporters. If you listen carefully when watching TV or movies, you will definitely hear it. Tasks, masks, desks. Tasks. Repeat it. Tasks. Put your finger to your throat and feel your tongue on your velum as you pronounce the k. You can feel a slight movement in your throat or larynx. K, k. It's the same thing for the verb ask. In question 3 of the TOEFL, you might say something like, the woman asks the man if he agrees whether the rise in tuition is a bad idea. I ask. They ask. She asks. He asks. It takes practice in order not to sound like you're adding a syllable. It's not asks, it's asks. Asks. Follow the sounds as they are written. Now try it with the t. Test. Tests. Feel the t on your alveolar ridge under your teeth on all sides. T. Test. Tests. Both the t and the s are not voiced, so you should not feel vibration in your throat or larynx. T, s. Just a small movement there. T, s. If you're speaking a little more rapidly, you might pronounce tests. For example, in part 3 of IELTS, you might say something like, many students believe they should not have to take so many tests. Again, we have the more formalized tests. Tests. In questions 4 or 6 of the TOEFL, for example, you might say something like, the professor mentions formalized tests as one way to assess students. The th is a little more tricky. It's even more common that the th assimilates and converges with the s. Months. Yeah, it works, but months. Months. The tongue does not go between the teeth. Instead, it goes right to a hard s sound. Months. Now try it with your tongue between your teeth. Months. Months. Do you agree that it's much easier to eat that th and just say months? The last unvoiced sound is the p. There aren't many words with this combination, but I've included it just in case. We hear this in words like gasp or wasp, the giant scary bees. He gasps. Some wasps. Because this sound is between your lips, it's harder to get away with eating this sound. Imagine something in the IELTS, like first or second parts of speaking, with something like, my spouse gasps when I tell him my opinion. He gasps? He emits gas? What? Or in the TOEFL questions 4 or 6, something like, the professor mentions wasps as an insect that stings. Wasps? What are those? Right? These sound combinations are tricky because you have to quickly change from that bilabial p that doesn't use the tongue to moving your tongue up to that alveolar ridge behind all of your teeth to form the s. This is not a common sound combination in many languages, so you have to practice it a lot. Gasps, wasps, gasps, wasps. Be happy this is not found in many words. Now a tongue twister. Someone gasps when she or he asks me why I've been wearing face masks for many months. I say I want to pass the COVID tests. Sorry to get political here, but it's a way to practice these sounds. Again, with the alternatives. Someone gasps when she or he asks me why I've been wearing face masks for many months. I say I want to pass the COVID tests. Now let's practice that again a little faster with those alternatives. Someone gasps when she or he asks me why I've been wearing face masks for many months. I say I want to pass the COVID tests. The voiced the is very similar, but it's followed by a voiced z sound, so you might need to practice that as well. This combination is not as common as the th, like in months. The words I think of are mouse and moths. You know, those ugly little butterflies that come into your house at night when the lights are on? A mouth. Some mouse. Some mouths. Yeah, but some mouths. No interdental work there. A mouth. Some mouths. Some mouths. There are many mouths in this room. A moth. Notice that the singular version has the voiceless th. A moth. One moth. But some moths. Many moths. There are quite a few moths in my room. I need to kill them all. Some moths. Many moths. There are many moths flying around this summer. The main thing here that I hear way too often among students is that you do not end on that consonant if you're using the plural. One wasp, various wasps. A month, a few months, not a few month. I hear this one a lot. A test, many tests, several tests, not several tests. A desk, many desks, a lot of desks, not many desks. They ask. She asks. He asks too. Not she ask. And definitely not she asks. So practice these sounds and alternatives in the mirror and watch your lips, tongue, and teeth. You are very likely to use words with these sound combinations in your practice answers throughout the IELTS and for the TOEFL in speaking questions, especially 2, 4, and 6. Thank you for watching. In the comments section below, please let me know which sound combinations are the most difficult for you and what helped you most in mastering them. Also post a burning question or comment that will inspire content for future videos. And please click like if you found this video helpful. If I receive enough likes, I can become sponsored, which means higher quality videos for you. I will see you soon in more videos that have specific tips and strategies on how to improve your writing and speaking scores for the TOEFL or IELTS.